So here's the good, the bad, and ugly for our frustrating draw at Anfield against second from the bottom, Burnley. Before I kick off, hit me a follow, hit me a subscribe, hit me a like, and share this. It means more than you'll ever know. I'm trying to build the best football community in the world ever. I can't do it without you. Okay, now on to what was another frustrating match as I read. Karate, at fault again. I'll get onto that. And yet, we think it's okay to let Mark Gay slip through our fingers. The man did a welcome video. He was ours. What is going on at Liverpool? And what is really clear to see, and I'll do some more content on this, is our new is definitely outpacing our old at the moment. And the players that can work with Verts are going to succeed. And at the moment, really, in the midfield anyway, Jones is the only one that's forming a tight bond with Verts. So more content on that to come as well. But first, back to that match. So the first half, and bar 10 minutes of the rest of the game, we had all the makings of Liverpool of old. We were pinning the opposition in their half, well, frankly, in their box. We had chance after chance, although they sold us a lie because they couldn't convert. Kerkez and Verts were standouts. Kerkez runs and attacking threat was coupled with his defensive dominance, not dribbled past once. Verts was world class, and if only he could have had the space to create, I think he would have assisted more or scored more. But he doesn't have the space to create when Szoboszlai, Jones and Gravenberch are all in that space. I'll get more onto Slot in a second, but why he started Verts out on the right rather than Szoboszlai, I don't know. If anyone should be in the middle of our park, it should be Verts with a free rein to create and be a magician. But clearly, that's probably why Szoboszlai is having a performance slump at the moment, because he wants to be in the middle. Frimpong was invisible to most of our players, although was out there giving us the width we needed. When he gets the ball, he looks exciting, but it looked like our players couldn't turn their head to the right. It was madness. Jones, apart from connecting with Ekitike and Verts for what was then the goal, it was a clever ball to flow for him to score that beautiful goal. He kind of gave the goalie the eye and then went into the top left corner. He was off pace though, Jones, and I can understand why he was subbed off. It's a shame because he's been playing probably some of his best football in that partnership with Verts and with Kerkez and Ekitike. So I hope that was just a bit of timers. Gakpo, although he had some shots on target, never looked like scoring. And Szoboszlai, like I said earlier, his stumps in performance, they continue. And please check out my video linked to this one where I go into the detail of when those stumps started. He used to be our man of the match contender every match. Now not so much. You know, that penalty hit on the crossbar, that crossbar is still shaking to this day. Dom and Flo still can't work together. There, I've said it, and Slot needs to fix it. But we had 32 shots, 11 on target, the most in the Premier League this season, a missed penalty, and a partridge in a pear tree, but only one goal. If Burnley, second from bottom, can score from one shot on target, why can we only score one after 32 shots and expected goals, you know, XG of 2.95? basically 3 goals we should have scored versus 0.4. Like, this is not okay, is it? We attempted 723 passes, our highest total in a single match in the league this season, and 73% possession, 9 corners, 88% passing accuracy. These stats would normally guarantee a win. And a match report full of praise, of fans full of expectation of kind of what the rest of the season can bring, instead of booze in Anfield. The fans are frustrated, angry even. Not only do many speak the sack slot language, I'm not one of them, they're angry with the club for missing out on talent, namely Semenyo and Gay. If they had been on, because we could have got them at the beginning of January, would have been a different match. Guaranteed. We were quicker, a positive. We created the most chances on goal in the league this season, and we looked great for the majority of the game. But unless we can get clinical in front of goal and stop mistakes, because that's what their goal was. Like, Konate went for like a few, for the 10 minutes that they were all over us, that was after Konate made that mistake. And it's really, really worrying that we have not taken enough points. These off the lower end of the table, these all should have been wins. I'm going to do some more content on this, but the old is not mixing with the new. And until Slot solves this, or is given a checkbook to buy in new players and get rid of some of the players that are just not up to how he wants to play, we're doomed. And my worry is, with Mo Salah now back, do these draws turn into defeats? Let me know what you think of the game and how Liverpool can stop these runs. I'm now going to go into good, bad, ugly. Good, Verts. He stands head and shoulders above the rest of the team, but was put out on the right. He barely stayed out there and was in the central and left where Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and Ekitike were, and Jones actually. But his creative touches were beautiful to watch and his goal was sublime. He could have scored more, however, but Burnley were a fortress in front of goal. 4 scoring attempts, 3 on target, 1 goal scored, 3 chances created, 11 touches in the opposition box. He's flying. Slot, give him the central position. Szoboszlai is not creating anywhere near what he is. I put Frimpong in good. He was giving us the width and was exciting as ever down the right, although the team did not find him, did not pass to him enough. He was in acres of space. He did leave us defensively exposed, although it needs to be that Gravenberch or Szoboszlai are helping the defence out when that happens. We can't have him bombing forward and not a plan to protect him when he attacks. Also in good, Kerkez, man of the match performance for me. He was exciting, intense and immense in the first half and most of the second. This was both in attack and defence. Not one dribble got by him all match. Maybe some more passes to him rather than him being used as a distraction for the defence. I think that could have led to more goals if we'd done it. He faded towards the end and was subbed. And that is a worry that sometimes he can't get through 90. But maybe it was also to make sure he was fresh for the Champions League match this week. He's really showing us why we bought him now. And more, Kerkez. In the bad, and this is a shame because he's had such a good stretch of games, was Curtis Jones. He was slower than normal to start, pressed well in the first half, and was really clever for the assist for Verts' goal. But in the second, he tailed off massively and then was subbed. I hope this is just a blip because I really want him for the Champions League match. Another one I put in the bad category was Van Dijk. I think he thought he was a striker most of the game and spent most of the time up front, especially in the first half. I think he was trying to get us into a good tempo, but it did mean we were, susceptible to counters. I would much prefer that he's back in defence because, quite frankly, it's not strong at the moment. So I don't want him up there trying to get goals all the time. It meant Konate was out of position a lot as well. And I also put Gravenberch in this bad category. He was involved heavily in the first half, although if he'd made more space for Wirtz, I think we would have had some more goals. He made it even more crowded, being up higher and in that sweet spot ahead of goal. And like many of the players, he dropped off massively in the second half and was subbed. I hope that they're much more up for a full-on 90 minutes in the Champions League must-win match against Marseille. Then ugly Konate. Do I need to say anything? His lack of concentration meant that Alisson had really no chance of saving their one effort on target. The only other on target shot was from Konate, and if Alisson hadn't have been quick thinking then, we would have lost the game, and all because of Konate. So if this doesn't tell the club that they've got to put their hands in their pockets and get us defensive reinforcements, I don't know what it is. It's not even reinforcements, is it? They'd go straight in and Konate would be on the bench, or sold. So it's, I really hope we don't go on another Konate bad run because we cannot afford that. And then I put Sobsai in this section. So assisted the Barnsley goal in the FA Cup, hit the crossbar when he really didn't need to put that much power on that penalty shot on Saturday. And also he, like many others that I've talked about, were making that sweet spot in the middle behind Ekitike really crowded. He had 6 scoring attempts, but only 1 on target. He was trying to score from miles out and through flesh. And he was making bad decisions, which we don't normally see from him. He got in the way of Wirtz, in the way of Ekitike, in the way of Kerkez, rather than using space wisely. His performance drop-off continues, and I've done a video that looks straight into this. So check it out, it's linked to this video. So, that's my good, my bad, my ugly. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this new format, and I'll see you on the next one. Red Luca, out.